Hi everyone, it's the Flower Woman at Lotus Petal Studio. So, long time no see, you know? You all are probably thinking, Flower Woman, where have you been? And that's a perfectly fine question to be asking, my friends. Basically, for those of you who don't know, because you're not on Minds or whatever, because that's where I've been posting mostly, I've had a lot of things going on behind the scenes that I really need to put a lot of my focus into. But because we're living in such dark, depressing times and everything's like going crazy, I decided that I started missing having the fun, cheery videos talking about K pop and music, and I wanted to get back into giving everybody a bit of that love and joy because we need more of that now, especially as things continue on getting crazier and crazier in society. So, guess what I'm going to be doing for today? I mentioned ages ago that I wanted to make a video series reviewing all of Super Junior's discography, at least the main group's discography, because man, they released so many albums and songs over there. Now, 16 years as a group. I mean, that's a long running group, so there's going to be a lot of stuff to review. But I'm here, and I'm here to do it. And today I want to review their Japanese compilation album Star that was released at the beginning of 2021. As always, that's such a great year to kickstart a year. The one year where we finally got to escape from 2020, which was one insane year I think we can all agree on. And we're all glad that that was behind us because, that was a horrible year. But anyway, let's put all those horrible memories aside of 2020 and get on to the album. Let's first of all admire the cover art, because what is an album without its cover art? So here we are. Super Junior have quite the theme here. This is their compilation album, Star, and they've gone for a bit of a Matrix theme here. I mean, just look at them all donned in black and leather and looking really cool as if they're about to go into the VR world and shoot up the bad guys while doing cool flips here or there. I mean, look at them. They look so handsome, actually. Really handsome. I love the styling here. And if there was anything in particular, though, I had to just criticize a tiny bit because generally I say that this is one of their best photo shoots, so I have nothing to complain about here. The only thing I had to criticize a little bit is the positioning with the front covers here. Like, they got all the other members, like, really well, except for Wookie. I mean, what's he doing, like, far out there on the side? He looks as if he doesn't want to stand next to Shiwon because he smells or something. I mean, he's just out there, like, really, it just looks awkward. Whoever was posing them there, they didn't do a very good job. They should have, like, scooted him a few more inches, you know? I mean, I'm trying to be a photographer right now, so I'm only just learning about posing people, but seriously, it just keeps driving me crazy every time I see that. It's much better in the on the actual like album case. That the way they pose them there is so much better because they all actually look like a whole group, and Wookie's not out there awkwardly on the side being all like, yeah, Shiwon, I don't want to be near you. You smell or something. You haven't showered a few days. I'm joking, guys, by the way. I'm sure he's perfectly clean, and I doubt that was the case. I have to say that because nobody has a sense of humor anymore. Anyway, let's go on to the actual songs. So, this compilation album is pretty much all of their, or at least their best Japanese releases. There are 3 discs to it. Disc 1 has at least 10 of their best Japanese releases. There are at least 2 original releases, and the rest are Japanese versions of their most famous Korean tracks. Or, well, of the recent tracks. You know what I mean. Disc 2 has a bunch of their more recent Korean songs. I'm going to be skipping over that one because, I don't know, I want to save those for other videos. And it would be a bit of a waste of time for me to tell you my reviews here and then bring these songs up again in another video. So we'll skip over disc 2 and go straight on from there to disc 3, which will be the solo/subunit disc. So all the best songs from their subunits or solo releases in Japan. So we got quite a lot of songs to get into. So let's get started. So here we are, disc 1. What songs have they served us on here? Ooh, this is kind of exciting, isn't it, guys? Okay, now, so on to track 1. It is the Japanese version of Mamacita. I love Mamacita as a song in the Korean version, but I'm not so sure about it in the Japanese version. I know we're starting off on a negative here, but this is the order that they set all the songs. It's just, it doesn't flow very well. It just doesn't sound right, you know? It's a very quirky song in of itself, very unique. I mean, some people loved it, other people just didn't like it at all. And for me with Mamacita, it's just not really for me in Japanese. As I said, I love it in the Korean version, but I have to just pass this one. Okay, so here we go. Track 2, and that is Black Suit. I love both versions of this song. It sounds great in Korean and Japanese. Always loved the song, even though that comeback made me very sad because Wookie and Kyuhyun were in the army at the time, and so they weren't able to perform, and it was just very sad not seeing them there. It's like, all the boys that were there, though, they did a great job. This song, it sounds smooth, classy, and makes you want to dance. Though the only thing that I have to kind of complain about is, where was Wookie and Kyuhyun on this track? I mean, they got lines after they came back, or at least Wookie did. It doesn't seem as if Kyuhyun did, unless I missed something somewhere. But here, they're not singing at all. I mean, what's up with that? I mean, don't they deserve a line or two, since they're permanently back with the group? Ah, but whatever. Still sounds great in Japanese. So let's quickly move on to Devil. That is track number 3. Super Junior's sexy, devilish song about a femme fatale has had a Japanese remake, and it sure sounds great. It's translated well, it doesn't sound odd, unlike Mamacita. The track that was released on their 10th anniversary in 2015 was always a favorite of mine, as though it was kind of sexy, it played on more the romantic side of the cat and mouse type relationship. It also has that retro bad boy vibe. Too bad they couldn't remake the video too. Not only because of the scandal that came with the casting of the main girl at the time, I don't know if anybody remembers that, that was rather unfortunate. But also, I found the editing was just, the whole thing was just a bit too crammed at certain parts, kind of objectified women a little bit too much. So, yeah, I'm just gonna say, the main thing was just, it was just way too crammed, and I kind of wish that they had like the dance version, like they do have a dance version of it, but they should have like had one just to show the full choreography, and then had just a storyline version. That would have been a lot better. But anyway, I'm probably like spoiling too much of my review future videos, because it's just puts a comment on how the Japanese version sounds. It's great. So, time to move on. Track number 4, I Think I. That one translates really well into Japanese too. It's a great song in of itself and very relaxing. Great piano as a backdrop to the whole Latin pop vibe. This song was originally released on their album Time Slip, and the Japanese version was released as a title track on I Think You. Interesting how they made that little change. It's like, but it's not very grammatically correct. I think you. It's what does that even mean? I'm thinking about you? Probably. I love the part when Wookie says senorita in both versions. The music video for the Japanese version is very different from the original Korean. Very surprising decision, though also interesting. Styles are similar, though editing and sets are way different from the Korean version. The Korean version has a lot of quick transitions and a lot of like shorter shots. The Japanese version is way slower paced, and the boys are in different rooms in a fancy mansion, and they're dancing too, unlike in the Korean version. Both are good, though I think the Korean version's one suited the vibe and tone with the brighter colors and the quick changing scenes. I personally prefer that one better, but if I want to relax, though, I really love watching the Japanese version too. So now we can go on to track number 5, One More Time Otra Vez. Originally from their 2018 EP, One More Time, which, by the way, I love that EP. Not only did it mark the return of Wookiee from his mandatory military service, it was such an experimental EP. I mean, how many K-pop groups do a cover of a Spanish song and pay tribute to the artist? Wow. Check out Luis Miguel. He's a great artist. I love his songs so much. But anyway, back to Super Junior's song Otra Vez. It's also a great song. Both the Super Junior only version and the one with the Spanish chorus version with the Mexican group Rake. The Japanese version still has Rake in it, and it again translates really well. This time, I can't say which version I prefer because they both sound amazing. The Latin guitar and the beat are perfect, and the romantic lyrics too. Just the song in of itself is great no matter what language. There wasn't a music video for the Japanese version, so there isn't anything to review. But I'll save reviewing the Korean version music video for the time when I reviewed the whole entire EP. I'll just give you a hint. It's great. And now we got track number 6. This is one of the few original releases on the album. Can I say I really love this song? Really, really catchy. It has a very Europop vibe to it, and it's perfect for a party. I can imagine being in a decent nightclub if there was such a thing, because I'm not a big fan of nightclubs, honestly. You just jump up and down to the beats and just get lost in the music. You just get sucked into it. I don't know if it's me, but I actually get a very 2000s vibe from it as well. I can picture a music video for it too, with the strobe lights, fog machines, a clean nightclub. Heechul can be the DJ since he can't dance anymore, and the rest can light up the dance floor. Kind of like in Boa's video, Energetic. Does anybody remember that video? That's one of my favorite music videos of all time. I can just definitely see a Super Junior version of that in a nightclub, just with more like flashing lights. I mean, I seriously wish that could happen because I feel so nostalgic as well listening to this song. Hey, Super Junior, if you ever need a collaborator, call me. Track number 7, Blue World. Now this is one of the songs from their 2011 Japanese debut album, Hero. It's an amazing song. I wonder why Hero, though, wasn't on the album. Did the boys not like it as much? Because I don't know if this was a compilation album with their favorite Japanese tracks or not. I don't know. Because I sometimes think when artists don't include songs in a compilation album or set list, it's because they don't actually like them. I mean, for example, Britney Spears apparently hates the song Sometimes, for example, and never performs it. But anyway, Blue World. Love this song, love the dirty 2010 beat and the guitar riffs. It really gets you energized and ready for the show. Especially when they say, ladies, it's time. Love it. And I love the fact that they specify saying ladies because I don't think they have many male fans. Well, they probably do. Maybe it's mostly the boyfriends or husbands of the fans, for all we know. And normally I don't like loads of auto-tune, but for this song, it kind of fits it. Just like with I My Me My by 4 Minute. I mean, that's an underrated gem right there as well. For the dance for the song, it is great, though admittedly doesn't stand out as much as the other ones like Sorry Sorry from the time, but I think they kind of struggled a lot with trying to get away from Sorry Sorry Shadow at the time, so maybe that was a part of it. But there are some great parts of it, like when they crisscross at the second part of the chorus, and the hand and footwork at the chorus was probably the best part. And there's a bridge where Super Junior's duo, Donghae and Hyukjae, do their lines, while the rest slide past them. K-pop dances were far more simple in those days. And personally, I kind of miss that, because as much as I love like the more intricate choreographies that K-pop has now, I am kind of missing the more simplistic kinds where you can kind of dance along to it. The music video, I gotta say though, was such typical lazy SM music video production, especially during the 2010s. It was just the boys dancing in a room with intercut scenes of them posing between blue lines. It was really lame, honestly. Literally, all of their live performances of the song are way better. And come to think of it, the choreography looks better and more energizing on stage. So I don't think they did a good job with the editing in the music video since you can't see the dance well. There was some color play with their eyes turning blue, the video starting out black and white and turning to color, and some blue streaks appearing once in a while, but it's just lame. They could have done so much more. Super Junior always kind of got the short end of the stick music video-wise for the longest time, until they got creative control. I mean, it was just so obvious, especially when you compared the music videos that Girls' Generation or EXO were getting at the time. Trust me, if anyone who's a current K-pop fan is listening to this, just check out the songs in that era. You'll definitely know what I mean. The kind of music video that I think they should have had for the song should have been like a video game theme. Because to me, the whole setting kind of looks like one, and have them fighting their way out of the Matrix and end up on a real stage with like blue fireworks exploding or something. Seriously, I should be hired to think of music video concepts with Super Junior. Seriously, boys, hit me up. I'll be your collaborator. Okay, now we're on to track number 8, Magic. A super, no pun intended, underrated track, even by the Everlasting Friends standards. Released originally on their 10th anniversary album Devil on the repackaged version, which is known as Magic. I love this song so much. I can't understand how it's been so overlooked and underrated. The beat, the retro vibe, the rap verses with the singing, and their super funny video that seem to play on the K-pop trope of all the band members being in love with one girl. Every K-pop veteran remembers when that happened. Girls' Generation and I Got a Boy, anybody? So how does a song sound in Japanese? Pretty darn good, I'd say. Flows well, doesn't sound too clunky, like other songs are translated into other languages. Now, how about they try English? I mean, promote that stateside, please. Track number 10. That is Wow, Wow, Wow. I mean, wow. When you start saying that word enough, it starts sounding really weird. But this is the second original song on this album. Another track about firing up the crowd and taking the audience on for a ride. The song does a great job really energizing you on that, just like Blue World and On. Though this song, strangely enough, sounds vaguely like the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy theme from SpongeBob. No joke, especially at the start. I'd show you guys, but the powers at B would totally strike my video down. I mean, it's not necessarily bad, it's just kind of funny, because I keep on expecting hearing Mermaid Man say, "To the boatmobile! Away!" But hey, with the song, I love so many of the English lines, like Siwon's opening, "How do you do, my fair lady?" Man, he's such a romantic. I'll like make references in the pre-chorus to a midnight choo-choo train, and they actually go choo-choo, and dancing and laughing and rockin' and rollin'. I swear these boys are time traveling with all these old-fashioned phrases, although I don't know where the midnight choo-choo train comes from. That was probably one they made up themselves. But this song really does an amazing job at getting you hyped, and I swear it would always energize me, like the Energizer Bunny whenever it came on. I mean, I'd love to go on the midnight choo-choo train with the boys. They seem like so much fun and full of life. Favorite song? I certainly sure that Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy would approve, especially if they wanted an updated theme song. I better not give them any ideas because SpongeBob has fallen far from glory over a decade now. But anyway, they would approve. And now, number 10, that is Star. We have finally reached the title track. Last but certainly not least, Star is the last original track on this album. It's cute, laid back. It's a song all about being together as a group at that point, 15, but now 16, nearly 17 years. Wow, time is flying so fast. And just how much they love it. It's such a nice song, and I love how the boys often make songs like that, since it's kind of a testament to how loyal they are to each other and to their fans, and just how much Super Junior means to them. Little parts of the song stand out, like do 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 do, and the chorus, and the fact that they mention about the everlasting star in reference to the fan base. Aw, too sweet for words. The music video is rather simple, just showing the boys posing for their photo shoot in their cool Matrix-themed outfits. I really love seeing the boys behind the scenes, smiling, though I'm sad they didn't release another music video, because for On and On, that would have been really cool. I could just picture it, or remake Blue World music video, please, because that was a total letdown. Super Junior, sadly, were always lowest down on the totem pole whenever it came to music videos. Though often it wasn't their fault, mostly SM was just barely giving them much of a cut of the budget. Hey, I can kind of recall E-Took in his reaction for aespa's Next Level saying, why can't they make something like this for us, or something like that? Which makes me wish they could cut themselves loose from SM completely, especially after seeing how delayed the Renaissance was and the concept was changed up seemingly out of nowhere. And even this album didn't get much promotion. Maybe that was partly due to the current pandemic or something like that, but who knows. Regardless, despite the limitations the boys faced, I give Disc 1 for Star a big thumbs up. Besides Mamacita just not sounding all that great in the Japanese version, the rest of the tracks are so much fun. Great variety of songs to choose from, so much fun, gets you energized and ready for the day. And the original releases, I'm just in love with. As I said, it's only track 1, which I kind of skip over. And as well, the album cover and the whole theme for the album, it looks great. Who doesn't love a Matrix theme, guys? Come on, you can't go wrong with that. So that is the end for the review for Disc 1 on the compilation album Star. First of all, I gotta give a big shout out to my flower brother who sent me this album. I'm really grateful for it. Thank you so much. Even he said that he loved the packaging. So we can all count on Super Junior to give us great albums. So thanks again. I hope you're watching this, flower brother, because seriously, I'm giving you a shout out here. Anyway, as I said, I will be skipping over Disc 2 and just reviewing Disc 3 because I don't want to be reviewing all the Korean songs ahead of time. So this was part 1 and I'll be moving on to part 2 if you want to hear the reviews for all of the subunit and solo releases. It's exciting stuff. Super Junior always know how to get creative. I'm all for it. So this is the Flower Woman at Lotus Petal Studios. It's great to be back, and I will see you all later in the next video.